Chapter 1 of Bill Biddon, Trapper. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Lynne Thompson. Bill Biddon, Trapper, by Edward Sylvester Ellis. Chapter 1. Out late at night. "How is it, Nat? Any light yet?" "Not the least sign of one, and it's my opinion it will be a long time before we see another." "What! You haven't given up all hopes of reaching the camp?" "I hope not, as I don't relish the idea of camping out to night." "Nor I either, but I'm thinking it will come to that sooner or later." "Well, there are several hours yet in which we must plod onward," I added, trudging wearily behind my companion. Before going further, I may as well introduce my friend and myself. My companion answered to the name of Nathan Todd, and was a native of Maine. He was a tall, lank individual, with long, attenuated limbs, and an awkward appearance generally. He was very meagre and muscular, and when roused to a heat of passion, as quick and powerful as the panther. His gait was an ungainly, straddling one, and he was seemingly capable of anything but speed. But on one or two occasions since leaving the States he had shown a fleetness of foot which was truly wonderful. He was a good, open-hearted fellow, and one who, when driven to the wall, would be a dangerous enemy. Once or twice, however, he had shown the white feather, and his natural timidity would often evince itself. As a consequence, Nat was not, perhaps, the safest companion in the hour of danger. But, for all that, there was no one in our party whose presence I would have preferred upon the night in which I introduce him to notice. There was no imminent peril threatening us, and Nat was a capital companion, who could while away the hours, if he chose, with his inexhaustible store of anecdote and humour. I knew he entertained a warm affection for me, and would brave almost any danger, rather than be suspected of his only deficiency. A single intimation would decide his course in a moment. Nat wore a singular dress, half savage and half civilized. His pants and shoes were such as are fashionable in the enlightened world, but a capacious hunting shirt encased his body, secured around the waist by a heavy band, and much the same as are worn by the hunters and natives of the far west at the present day. The most striking part of his dress, however, was the hat. This he had brought with him from Maine, and it really seemed indestructible. It was a grey colour, and having lost its band a long time before, had acquired the shape of a cone. When it rested on his head, the edge reached the shoulders behind, and the eyebrows in front, and the pointed peak was far above the crown. Nathan Todd's face was full of shrewdness and good humour. He had a large curved nose, broad mouth, and a fine blue eye. The chin was retreating, but this drawback was modified partly by a long tuft of yellow hair, the only signs of beard upon his face, except a shadowy moustache. The hair was long and sandy, and harmonized well with the rest of his countenance. There was ever a contraction of the eyebrows, a sort of unspoken question, so often seen in persons from "down east," which indicated a prying, curious disposition. As for myself, my name is William Relmond, and I hail from one of the Middle States. Shortly after the announcement of the discovery of gold in California, I was seized with the lunacy that was carrying its thousands to the Pacific coast. I was well situated in life at home, but that was not considered. I must go and fish up a fabulous fortune also. I had one brother and several sisters, but our parents had been dead for some years, and we were residing with an uncle, the guardian of each until maturity. A favourable opportunity offering, I had made some preparation for the legal profession, but I was never inclined to coke, and had no intention of pursuing the practice of the law in after life. At the age of 20, then, without a settled purpose in life, I determined to make a journey to the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?